In high definition, this is News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
Good evening, everyone. St. Louis County Police are investigating the suspicious deaths of twin infants in Jennings. News Channel 5's Kathleen Berger talked with a woman who knows the family well. She doesn't want to be identified and asked her voice be altered.
She was a single mom. She worked. She homeschooled. They was well trained, respectful. They played in the house together. They didn't come outdoors much.
The woman, who declined to talk on camera, says she knows the mother named Yolanda well because she would occasionally babysit the children, including the deceased twins, Noah and Moses. She says the family left their apartment in the 2600 block of Tyrell Court to stay with relatives after the tragedy here, and her heart goes out to them. She says it's rare to see children as loving to one another as they were. The oldest ones helpful to their mom, attentive to the twin 3-month-old boys. She described them as protective of one another.
Yeah, they helped each other. The whole crew just helped each other with the mom.
In this woman's mind, she has no doubt the baby boys' deaths were accidental, a result of something unintentional.
Yolanda had anything, the little one had anything doing, it was just purely a mistake. It was an accident. It was an accident. They loved each other. They just loved each other continuously.
That was Kathleen Berger reporting. And St. Louis County Police say at this time the deaths have the appearance of being accidental because there are no obvious signs of trauma, but say they are waiting on the medical examiner's report. Charges were filed today in connection to a missing 3-year-old girl from southeast Missouri. 43-year-old Sean Morgan is charged with first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and tampering with evidence. Prosecutors said Morgan is a neighbor of Brianne Rodriguez. She disappeared from her Zenith, Missouri home a week ago. Her body hasn't yet been recovered. Zenith is about 200 miles south of St. Louis. The family of a St. Louis man who was shot and killed last year wanted to do something to honor his memory. So Aaron Hefner's family began what could be the next generation of the Candlelight Vigil. Alex Fees has more.
Can I back up here really quick? Adam, turn around, wave to the camera. That's Adam. That's my best friend. That's Aaron's brother. And he came to me, I don't even know how long ago, and just said that this was going to happen and just start finding people.
It's the next evolution of the Candlelight Vigil, a blood drive held in honor of a deceased loved one. 20-year-old Aaron Hefner was shot and killed at a friend's apartment in December.
Somebody came knocking at the door and just started, they pistol whipped the guy that was a friend, and then Aaron was sleeping, and they went in and shot him in bed.
I knew his name and I've seen pictures, but I didn't know him personally.
Hefner's mother says Aaron was an organ donor. However, his family was not able to honor his wishes because of blood transfusions and medicines used just before his death. An event like this was the next best thing.
It was something I came up with. Maybe something good come out of the tragedy of his death.
American Red Cross Rep Kim Bussin says the goal here is 100 units of blood.
These are called a dedicated blood drive, and we do these in honor of people who have recently passed, or this is like an anniversary that we do in honor to celebrate somebody's life.
The ribbon, that's in honor of Aaron. They say, you know, 1 pint saves 3 people.
Swiderska aims high when asked what he hopes comes out of this event.
Lives being saved. Yeah.
Alex Fees, News Channel 5.
This afternoon, the Red Cross reports donors gave more than 60 units of blood. Meanwhile, Aaron Hefner's family was closing in on their goal of 100. Well, if you have plans to head out tonight, you may want to take your umbrella. Mike Roberts has our first look at weather. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Kelly, and you always give the best advice. I will say this, over the next couple of hours here in the metro area, showers and storms, then after that we're okay. But we're going to start with a look at 3 clusters of storms on the First Alert Weather Radar Network, all ahead of a cool front that's coming on through. Let's go to the east. The strongest storms we have in the Illinois side of our viewing area are just to the north and east of Greenville. On the way to Vandalia, this storm could generate small hail and winds in excess of 45 miles an hour. We've got a cell north and east of Belleville in St. Clair County. That's also tracking to the south and east. It's not particularly strong, but it will produce some lightning and maybe even a lot of lightning south and east of Washington north and west of Pacific in northwestern St. Clair County. There's a cell that's going to push right through the southwestern portion of St. Louis County, and that could produce some small hail as well. Here's the forecast. We're expecting temperatures in the mid-80s at 7 p.m. Then by 9 p.m. the front south of St. Louis, but we'll still have showers and storms then, and into the southern portion of Missouri and Illinois through 11 p.m. And look how fast temperatures plummet, but they leave behind this cool front and these storms. A great Sunday. I'll have that forecast in a few minutes, Kelly.
Look forward to that. See you then, Mike. Missouri's unemployment rate dropped 0.1% in July. The State Department of Economic Development reported yesterday that Missouri's unemployment rate fell from 8.8% to 8.7%. But the department also reported Missouri experienced a net decrease of 400 jobs in July, 3,000 jobs in June. The federal government is contributing $2 million to a project that would connect the Gateway Arch to downtown St. Louis. Congressman William Lacey Clay announced yesterday the U.S. Department of Transportation awarded a grant to the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial, which the Arch is a part of. The grant money will help fund a downtown walkway pedestrians can use to reach the Arch grounds. Coming up after the break, the GOP straw polls were underway in Iowa. Learn which candidates were present and if a possible front-runner finally declared his candidacy. And the Berlin Wall was built 50 years ago today. See how Germany's chancellor marked this divisive anniversary. Welcome back, everyone. Well, in Iowa tonight, ballots are being counted from the much anticipated Republican straw poll. Top finishers will continue their campaigns, along with Texas Governor Rick Perry, who announced his candidacy today. Steve Panelsman reports.
It's like a fair with lots of food, lots of people, and bands. But the stars are Republican candidates like Rick Santorum.
First straw poll vote for you. Oh, well, bless your heart, Jake.
And Tim Pawlenty, Tea Partier Michelle Bachmann, Libertarian Ron Paul, and others. Mitt Romney was not in the state. Iowans came to the straw poll not for the food or music, but to vote. So many showing up, they waited in long lines to cast a non-binding ballot for their favorite.
Pawlenty, Rick Santorum, Michelle Bachmann,
Mitt Romney.
Some backed a Republican not on the ballot.
Rick Perry.
So you wrote him in.
Yeah.
Texas Governor Rick Perry passed on the straw poll, joining the GOP race today from South Carolina.
I work every day to try to make Washington, D.C. as inconsequential in your life as I can.
Perry's Christian conservatism appeals to many of the same voters as Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann, who seemed to get the best straw poll turnout today.
I know right now, as I look across this arena here in Ames, we are the team that can't be beat.
All right, guys, we'll be back out shortly.
With today's poll seemingly do or die for Tim Pawlenty, his backers were everywhere. This is what you needed, right?
Well, we're very grateful for the momentum and the support we've been getting in Iowa.
Republican candidates getting publicity and a weeding out at the straw poll.
But this time there is the new factor, Rick Perry and national Republican frontrunner Mitt Romney, who 4 years ago won this contest, figuring they're better off not contesting the Iowa straw poll. From Ames, Iowa, I'm Steve Handelsman, News Channel 5.
Republican presidential hopefuls aren't the only big-name politicians in Iowa. President Obama will be kicking off a Midwest tour that includes the Hawkeye State this Monday. The president's tour also includes stops in Minnesota and Illinois. While he won all three states in 2008 election, President Obama's standing in these states has slumped along with the economy. A U.S. citizen was kidnapped from his home in Pakistan early this morning. Warren Weinstein reportedly worked as the Pakistan county director for a company there. As many as 10 attackers made their way past guards and into Weinstein's home before abducting him. Police haven't determined a motive, though kidnappings for ransom are common there. 50 years ago today, the Berlin Wall was built, dividing Germany's capital for nearly 30 years. The chancellor, who lived in East Germany when the wall came down in 1989, marked the anniversary with a memorial service. Flowers were dedicated to the 136 people who died trying to cross the wall before it was destroyed. And Mike Roberts is here with forecast. We need the rain.
We need the rain. Would you concede your Saturday evening? Not that you have a choice.
I know, since we are here.
If you could opt out of it, I suppose you would, but we do. We've got a lot of brown around town, and some of the farmers are really getting a little concerned. But Kelly, after this frontal system comes and goes, if you didn't get your rain this evening, you're going to probably have to wait until the end of next week. But let's start off with a look at where the rain is right now. On the First Alert Weather Radar Network, got some pretty strong storms to the east of St. Louis, and actually consistently, that's where the strong cells have been. They have not really been severe, but they have been pretty close to severe limits. This storm is tracking to the southeast at about 25 miles an hour on its way to Vandalia. There is another cell that went through downtown St. Louis. Now it's east of Belleville, and another very strong storm coming in out of Franklin County on its way to Pacific. It will probably clip the northwestern portion of Jefferson County, and obviously it's also a threat for southwestern St. Louis County. The game tonight, the storms have come, they've gone, and they leave behind a little bit of a threat for the first hour of the game, and that's it of a storm. We'll see temperatures drop quickly, 85 degrees at game time, and then about 78 degrees as we head toward the middle of the game. Now, showers and storms are a possibility for tailgaters going to the Colts-Rams game, but after 7 or 8 o'clock, I think we'll probably begin to clear off, and we will certainly cool off. 74 degrees at 10 p.m. The Moonlight Ramble. No threat of rain, and no kidding, it's going to be pretty cool, about 70 degrees. The low-pressure system up north of Chicago, east of Milwaukee, is driving this cool front through the region, and it is gone after midnight from St. Louis, and after 3 a.m. from our viewing area, left behind really some great weather. Cool and pleasant for the entire News Channel 5 viewing area on your Sunday. Got some work to do right now. It's still fairly warm in some spots, but we've gone from 92 our high to 82 degrees at Lambert, so we're cooling quickly now. We started at 70. We finished with that high of 92 degrees, and for the rest of this evening, all our chillin' will be chillin'. We'll end up with evening storms, some clearing overnight pretty quickly, really, after 3 a.m., and we'll end up with an overnight low of 63 degrees, a high of 82 tomorrow, mostly sunny, 83 on Monday. Tuesday, maybe a shower in the morning, afternoon sun, and a high of 83 degrees, and storms are possible on Wednesday, Kelly.
All right, well, finally tonight, people and their pets headed to Carondelet Park today to help members of the military wounded in action. The Semper Fi Society of St. Louis hosted a 5K run and 1 mile walk. There were even priests on hand to present blessings to the pooches. All money raised will benefit the Wounded Warrior Project. Thanks so much for watching. Wheel of Fortune is next. Get all your news, weather, and sports on KSDK.com. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock. Have a great evening.